A lot of men are incredibly hateful towards women. And I'm not saying all men, I'm saying quite a lot of them. This was made apparent to me through my 7 years of being a gamer girl. Most of the time, I'd just be playing video games and I would get a lot of extra attention just for being a girl. I used to be very vain. I used to really depend on my self-confidence on what other people thought of me, and I would it would feed my ego and my self-confidence if someone complimented me. It's quite hard for me to admit, but I really enjoyed the attention. And I'm sure a lot of girls who play video games, they also enjoy that attention. A lot of the time, it would be positive attention. It would just be like, maybe not like attention like, oh my god, it's a girl, but like, most of the time, there wasn't any like reactions. It would just be like, people would talk more in the lobbies, people would be just a bit more talkative, they'd crack a bit more jokes, and it was just a nice vibe overall. Usually I did try to seek out the guys as friends who didn't seem to give a shit that I was a girl. They kind of just treated me as a bro. But then here comes the toxic guy. These guys are full of hatred towards women and men who have sex. That's the famous and feared incel. I'd join a lobby or a community game and there he was. You know, he'd see my username, that's a girl's name. He'd check my profile, that's a picture of a girl. He'd check the comments on my profile, people are simping on this profile. This is probably a girl. And he would bide his time for the perfect moment to tell me the most important thing in the world. Nothing else matters. He'll open his microphone and he'll utter these words. I'm gonna kill your father and rape you. Some guys would be like, what the fuck, bro? And sometimes, you know, he would get sorted, he'd get kicked from the lobby. And this is a problem within the gaming community, and the men who play video games are just fucking all over the place. Every 2 to 3 days, I would have an experience like this that was super fucked up. Like, there isn't a single insult I haven't been called online just for playing video games. Usually it was very dehumanizing shit that they would say to me. It'd be probably along the lines of, I'm gonna fuck you, and I'm gonna kill your family. It would always be shit like that. Like, very, very extreme. And most of the time, there isn't anything that I've particularly done or said that triggers this. It's just kind of me existing. Or I just make a mistake in game and then they start roasting me and then they get very, very, very toxic very fast. The reason this is so prevalent is because there is no consequence that will happen for the guy if he says that. But if he says it in real life, oh nah, police are gonna come fucking knocking on your door, you're gonna get arrested, you're gonna get charged for sexual assault or some shit. You can't do that in real life, but you could do it online. And that's where like all the incels go, you know. I've seen this with my own eyes, right? Like, my experience is that the guys who are better at video games, they spend more time on video games and therefore they hate women more. Most of the time, sometimes. But the guys who are really good and they invest a lot of time on like, oh, my KD's like 4.0 on Call of Duty, like, oh, I'm so good at this game. But it's like, fam, you've never felt the touch of a woman. I mean, this is just a common problem with the internet and video games in general, like the anonymity, the anonymity, the anonymousness. The fact that you can just hide your face, say whatever you want through the screen is just an element that we can never really fix. I mean, you have bullying on Instagram, you have like people in YouTube comments starting shit for no reason. Like, there's so much hatred on the internet and there's like jack shit we can do to fucking solve it. Alright, I hope you find some value. Peace.